All right, so first things first, you're new to the channel, you're new to the track. Why don't you show the race fans back at home your full name, where you're from, and how you got into racing?
I'm Monty Tipton. I'm from Mill Valley, California. I got into racing through my dad. He raced the sportsman division a really long time ago, but we wanted to race again, so we decided to come race late models.
What was that conversation like? I know there's a lot of drivers today who have a family relationship that got them into this, but what was that conversation like when you were like, Dad, I want to race?
Well, we found Madera Speedway, and they have a really good junior program. And so we kind of went down there, and John actually kind of rolled up on a golf cart, the team owner, Keller Motorsports, and he was interested in me as a driver, and we ended up forming a great relationship with him. Joined an amazing team, and we stuck with him for over 4 years. So that was a great relationship that we formed.
You've got the Keller Motorsports hat on, Arca Menards on, the fire suit, a good crew of cars out here as part of under your umbrella. What's that relationship with Keller Motorsports been like, especially having a driver as experienced as Kyle Keller in your stable?
It's been great from the start. Kyle has been just an amazing mentor to me. And I know they're going to go on to achieve amazing things. The sky's the limit for our team. And I think we found a really good blend of guys who have tuba.
Now, you just made your first ever laps here at All American Speedway. Walk us through the fans at home. What's a lap look like around this 1/3 mile bull ring?
Well, the start-finish line is kind of far down the end of the straightaway compared to most tracks. You sail it into turn one. It's really bumpy. Turn one's a really quick, tight apex, and then you kind of ride up a bump off the corner of two. Going down into 3 and 4, it actually kind of slopes downhill, so you actually don't drive it in as hard as you do into 1 and 2. 3 and 4, you stay about a lane up the track, and then you come down as hard as you can on the gas down to the start-finish line.
Now, as you get ready to go into qualifying, what are the expectations for your car? Where would you like to be going into tonight's main event?
Well, this is a new car that's kind of just sat in storage for the last couple of years. So we're honestly just trying to figure it out and get it as dialed in as we can for the race. I don't think there's an expectation necessarily for qualifying for a certain position. I'd like to put it in the top 10.
Obviously, we've got Spears running the Cars Tour. Hale Construction, title sponsor, is tonight's event. What does it say, about having these big name sponsors joining to support what is a growing and now thriving late model series across the West Coast?
Well, the West Coast late model scene has definitely got a lot better since we first started. I don't think tracks like All American were necessarily on my radar when we first started, but it's great to see so many tracks that are just taking off, like Kern, All American. So yeah, it's exciting. I'm excited for the future of NASCAR, and that we've got Cars Tour. That's a big deal. Cars Tour is kind of the name brand thing on the East Coast, so yeah, that's really exciting.
Now, one more thing I want to ask you is, where can the race fans at home find you, Keller Motorsports, this team? You got any more starts in the late model, ARCA? What else are you going to be behind the wheel of this year?
Well, we're hoping to do a couple ARCA races. Maybe we're going to run some more late model races. I think kind of a rough plan is to try to go for the California State NASCAR Championship, but we'll see where we end up with that. I can't make any promises yet.
Are there any bucket list tracks that you really want to check off and be like, man, I've raced here yet?
Well, yeah, Sonoma, that's the big one we want to do. We live really close to that track. It's my dad's birthday on the race weekend there, and I've grown up there watching races since pretty much before I could even remember. So that'd be really special to get to go out.
Anything else you want to or anyone else that you want to thank today?
I'd like to thank Odysseus Arms, Good 8 Printing, Troop 1 Mill Valley, Sushi and French Fries, my dad, my parents for all their support, all my family in Arizona, my sister in New York. I think that's about it.